Hey everybody, I'm Liz.
I'm Hannah.
And today we have a challenge for you guys. So before we get started, we're going to go ahead and tell you what you need so you can take the time to pause the video if you don't already have it out, or if you're in a classroom, your teacher can take this time to pass everything out. So all you're really going to need is a hardcover textbook or any big book. Dictionaries work just as well.
A couple sheets of paper.
Preferably 4. That's our goal, but 4 or more, sometimes mistakes are made.
And then some tape, just in case. And for our virtual learners, hopefully all of these are easily accessible in your home if you are not able to join us in the classroom.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't have tape around, I can guarantee you can find a way to do what we're going to do today without it.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about gravity and why gravity is important and what it is. So, do you know what gravity is?
I gotta be honest with you, I think I've heard about it in school, but I know it exists, but I can't really tell you what it is.
All right, so we're going to talk about that. So just a little definition to help us. Gravity is the force that holds us down. So it is the reason we stay where we are and we don't fly around the earth, right?
I wish we could fly, that'd be pretty
I
cool.
know, that would be really cool.
Yeah. Gravity's cool. Keeps us grounded.
Exactly. Gravity is what keeps us grounded, what helps make sure nothing around us is floating around. And so today we're going to be implementing that scientific knowledge into our engineering project. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our book, okay? And then we're going to take our paper. And our goal, that what we challenge you to do, is try to get your paper to hold up the book. So you have to use the 4 pieces of paper to try to hold your textbook up. And again, make sure that you have a hard-covered book, because this will not work with a flimsy book.
Mm-hmm. And then another thing, I know there's going to be some smart kids out there that are going to be like, 4 pieces of paper, book, got it. Now, even though it technically is underneath the book and on top of the table, that's not what we're going for. We want you guys to work. So we want this book to not touch your table. So somehow you got to get this thing floating above with a piece of paper underneath it. You can fold it, do whatever you want with the paper, whatever you think will work, as long as it's not flat and the book is off the table.
All right, so we know a lot of you guys that are at home, your parents are trying to find so many fun and interactive ways to get you engaged in science while not being in the classroom setting. So you may have already done this experiment. If that is the case, we challenge you to try and only do this with 3 or even 2 pieces of paper and see if you can get the book to balance on that, okay?
If you want to go the extra mile, try 1 piece of paper.
Yeah. Impress us. Let's see what you can do with it, because if we don't want to ruin the fun for everyone. So if you've already done it, challenge yourself and prove us wrong that it can be done. All right? So we're going to take a couple minutes. Feel free to pause the video if you need to, or me and Liz are going to show you some ways that we think may work, but you can work along with us or do it on your own time. So ready to get started?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, let's see if we can figure out how to hold this book up.
All right, let's go.
All right.
So if you guys have been following the video, then you would have seen us, work through this little project on our own, and we came up with this scenario. So we have 4 pieces of paper that are just balled up, and we put the book on top of it. And you would have also seen that, we tried doing it with just a couple, and they were like close together, and it didn't really work. So it really depends on where you put everything. Now, there's more than one right way to do this. This isn't the only way. If you didn't do this, and it's fine, as long as the book was off the table. A few other examples that we have are, we folded a piece of paper 4 times, and we got these little L-shaped. So if you stack it out and evenly space them out. Do you want to place the book? Yes. Boom. It works.
Yeah.
All right,
And then we had one other way. So another way, which I feel like a lot of you may have thought of, because when we think of paper, we think of the cylinders, and we love rolling paper up, is creating 4 equal cylinders. And make sure if you did it this way, you fold them the right way, like all the same way. Otherwise, it'll be lopsided and it won't hold it up. But yep, we have 4 cylinders, and boom,
Awesome.
holds our book up.
So yeah, this is actually giving me a little flashback to some stuff that I learned in school. Have you ever heard of Newton's laws of motion?
I've heard a little bit about it, but I think I might need to be reminded of it.
Yeah, so a lot of people think that it's this big, scary, like physics. You've got to be old and smart to understand it. But really, it's not that hard. I mean, we can figure it out, and you know, there are kids in elementary school that are figuring it out. So there's 3 laws of motion, and the one that we want to focus on today is actually the 3rd law of motion. And what it says is that, you know, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So gravity is a force that we feel on Earth. It's, you know, the motion of us being pulled down towards the center of the Earth. And, you know, obviously there's something keeping us from keeping going in, and that's the Earth. That's our opposite reaction. And in this situation, we've got gravity that's pushing down on the book, and then our opposite reaction is this piece of paper pushing back. Now, he's not standing there and like pushing up on it, but it is an action that is stopping the book from going all the way down. Boom.
So I get it, and I see how it all connects together. So these cylinders have their own gravity on them, which is holding them up straight.
Mhm.
But the book also has gravity pushing down on it. So when you have gravity pushing on both, one's pushing against the other and stopping the top object from falling.
Mm-hmm. And another thing that you really have to pay attention to is the fact that it says equal and opposite. So if you were to say, you know, take one of these, that's not that bad. Now, if you take the second one, you know, on the other half, the book falls.
Because there's not an equal force on the book.
Exactly. So, yeah, we got this one squished. But, yeah, so there's not an equal force on the book, so it didn't stay up.